Shit. No music got me.
I know, right? You the only one with headphones, bro.
Yeah, no, music got me going crazy. Hold on. What's this about shit? Welcome to another episode of ItsLitBoston. Sam Show. Welcome, Rufus. What's going on, man?
Me,
nah, this is fantastic, man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
This is great, man.
Like you
give me a clean, all of that.
Come on, man. When you bald, you gotta maintain it, cuz.
That's why I got the hat on.
I was about to ask you.
That's why I got the hat on.
I know I'm crazy with the jacket.
Yeah.
But you got Oh, he got the Georgie.
That's
the George Jefferson.
Now you see why I'm keeping the headphones.
Yo,
on.
is it a thing where the top goes first all the time?
All the time.
For
real?
Hold on. Yeah, it do go like that.
For real?
It started with me right here. And once that was going, I said, I gotta fire it.
At least you just gave up like that?
Yeah. Nah, I was fighting through.
I was getting fades ASAP.
My barber kept it real with me, man. Rest in peace, my man Walt. Man, my man Walt was like, yo, bro, I'm not gonna keep taking your money for a full haircut, and you don't got it all. You just get a bald because.
Nah. But
R.P. Walt.
You know what I try to tell?
I'm not mad though, because they're paying a whole lot for a haircut now.
I still go to the barbershop.
What you mean? Wait, time out. This is the thing, right? Show doesn't have a barber.
Okay.
So what I established with Show when we had a few episodes ago was he doesn't have like that personal relationship with a barber.
Okay.
You know, like you grew up in the hood, you have a barber that cuts your hair for like 10 years. He knows your whole family. He knows what hood you from, all that.
Nah.
For Show, he's never had that.
I don't care.
So you never got haircuts in barbershops?
I did.
But he never had a relationship.
You went to random ones?
No, I went to the same one. I went to the same guy.
You just never spoke to him?
No, we what's up, you good? I handle my business. Keep it moving, bro.
He treats his relationships like business.
I see.
I see.
So no personal conversations.
Nah.
Bro, I got some of my greatest wisdom from the barbershop.
No, I be in there and I hear it, but
it don't resonate with you.
That's
because you're from Africa, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it don't mean that.
I'm telling you, it's because you're from Africa.
Probably, it don't mean that.
Because it don't hit the same.
Nah, I kind of laugh at. No disrespect.
Oh,
no.
He got to look at the camera.
It's about to be disrespectful.
A whole lot of disrespect.
Whenever they
say no disrespect, it's about to get very disrespectful.
Here we go.
I just don't look at African Americans, quote unquote, issues as magnified as it is for Africans.
I'm glad you're hearing this, Rufus.
That's all. I'm not saying.
So you feel. I get it. So you feel disconnected.
Yeah.
In the sense that you've seen. The issues you've seen
is very different.
I've seen are more being life or death.
By black people.
I know. I understand it.
So that's all. But I don't negate the issues.
It was a little bit in the gate, but I get it
though. It's a lot in the gate.
No, it's not a lot in the gate because I grew up in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
But I guess took a different route.
But your context is different, though.
My context.
You got a context from the continent.
1,000. And as a kid growing up here, like I said, I grew up in Mission Hill.
I get it.
So I went to the rec center. I went to Topin. I did all of that. I played BNBL2 and all of that.
But when you went home, to
I went home to my fam.
Yeah,
I didn't go through. I didn't know that a lot of my friends were going through certain things. I didn't feel that. So when I heard,
you didn't know. Did you get why they was wearing like Michigan gear? Did you get that part?
Yeah, I understood that part.
Okay.
I'm plain. As you see, I've always been a plain dude. I don't no labels of any kind like that. No, I ain't do none of that. I had cousins living over Academy Homes and all that. I was like, I am Nigerian today. My accent came out quick every time I came off.
So like, where you from?
Listen, I can't say that because y'all are here, but the accent, Nigerian accent, immediately, bro. Yeah. Safety first.
Yeah, man. You was neutral, fam. I get it.
Yeah, that's how it is. But man, thank you for joining us today, man.
Pleasure,
man. Place of business. What's the name of your shop?
So we in the mix right now, man. It's an amazing endeavor, man. Me and two of my partners. My brother's Levi, my brother Jarvis, the Lobster King, man.
Yes, the Lobster King, Justin.
Shout out to the Lobster King, man. So we have an opportunity to partner up. Guys I grew up with, guys we known each other for 30 years now. Yeah. So opportunity to do business with your brothers.
That was a beautiful image you see in the newspaper.
Yeah, that was fire.
And I seen it when I seen it on the gram, so I was like, it's even better on the gram because you seen all the details of everything going on. I was like, we definitely need to see that. So,
that's a part of it, man. You gotta make sure you tell your stories, man. If you ain't telling your story, people just gonna assume that A, everything's all good, or B, they're not gonna know all the things that go into it.
Very preaching, man.
I ain't go front. I didn't know a lot of Boston history, like black Boston history. You know what I'm saying? When I read your book, I was like I told you before, I was getting dizzy because
with the times and
with the dates and the times. And I was like, damn, this is mad informative. Like, I like this, but I didn't understand the depths of it, of how Southie and Dorchester became what it is. And you explained it a little bit, and I was doting. Please explain why you wrote that book. Was it 2021 you wrote that book about yourself?
I think. Hold on, was it? All these COVID years run together.
COVID started.
It might have been 2022. So the book I did was a sort of personal account from my dissertation.
Yeah.
So I had to write a dissertation to get my doctorate. But in your dissertation, you can't talk about your personal experience.
Okay.
So in what I covered was basically talking about Boston public schools, what it was like for Roxbury parents trying to navigate that, the history of Boston. So I said, okay, I might as well write my own story because that's actually my life, write my own experiences. So that's really what I wanted to do. And, you know, I went to school in Philadelphia. My first week there, people was asking me, oh, where you from?
Right.
There's black people there, and like that, they used to make.
There's always been black people in Philadelphia since Fresh Prince.
No, but they're talking about are there black people in Boston?
Oh,
so I'm saying, so they're questioning if there's a black culture, black identity in Boston. So I got to answer that. I'm like, hold up, that just means that folks don't know our story,
right?
So and it's based on what they see on TV about Boston.
Yeah. So the narrative, like what they see, is never about us.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Even the stuff that come from Boston, they don't connect it to Black Boston.
No.
They don't connect Donna Summers to Black Boston.
They do not.
They don't connect, you know what I'm saying? Even New Edition's music wasn't overtly Roxbury or Boston. We knew it because we're from there, but if you ain't from there, you ain't making a connection. You know what I'm saying?
So wait. Let's start at the beginning then. Mm-hmm. Tell everybody tell everybody who you are, where you come from, and like where you are in your life in 2024.
Okay.
That way that's the introduction to our audience.
All right. Well, my name is Rufus Jackson Faulk. You don't get more country than that.
Country.
I'm named after my father and great-grandfather. Lived in Roxbury my whole life. My mother from Mission Hill. My father from Cathedral. My mother's from Philly. Everybody else came up from Virginia, and my mother's father's from Cape Verde. So that's our Roxbury experience.
I'm
the whole Roxbury experience, man. The first person that was from Roxbury from my family was my great-grandfather, Cape Verdean, when came here from Cape Verde, you know what I'm saying?
It's like
1903.
For a minute.
He went right to Albion Street, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. From Fogo to Albion Street, cuz. So that's my Roxbury heritage, man. So I started there. I originally was from Eggleston. Then we moved from Eggleston to St. James to Highland. I moved on Humboldt. And now I bought a crib around the corner from my parents' crib off from Marcellus.
Congratulations.
The Roxbury
Congratulations.
Roxbury my whole life.
Congratulations.
02119.
That's a big move, too, because houses ain't cheap in Boston right now, boy.
Especially Roxbury.
Yeah, nah.
But not even that. It's more so like being able to live to get a house in Roxbury.
Oh, yeah.
Because we don't grow up with that in the hood. Like, we don't have that. I know it was different for you. But in terms of, like, the African Americans that grew up in the hood, it was a little bit different.
So what I would say is I was lucky because my parents bust a move. So they had me when they were young.
Okay.
They met in high school. Yep. They graduated in 80. They had me in 82. Both my parents were in their teenage years by the time they had me.
Okay.
So they went from an apartment to buying a house off of Highland. So they bought their crib in 95 at a time when there was no people weren't calling it Fort Hill in 95. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now it's Fort Hill. Now it's a desirable neighborhood. But before, at that time, is where the Blackhawks were. Is where you know what I'm saying? Where it was gangbang central in Roxbury. Still.
What's the Blackhawks for the people that don't know?
So Blackhawks was a traditional street organization on Highland. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
So those were the guys who, you know what I'm saying, were a part of that neighborhood. That was sort of the Roxbury culture at the time.
Yes, the home ownership piece. Yes, how expensive Roxbury is now.
Yep.
And everything
versus what it was in 95.
95. That's a big jump now.
No, they made a big move because at the right time.
What year you graduated high school?
2000.
2000. Yeah, 4 years before me, bro. I don't know about you.
2004, you down?
Yeah, I'm 04.
So for you, you graduated high school in 04. Damn, I was still in high school, right? So for you guys, how was the city? Like, how was the city versus what is it 2024?
You talking about my high school years?
No, just getting out of high school. Because when you got out of high school, it was 2004. Yeah, it was 2000.
Yeah,
I was later than you. I was like,
so I was lucky enough. So right when I left is when things was about to start picking up in the streets.
Okay.
So from like 98 to 2000, we was able to be kids. Like we was able to.
We had outside and all that.
You got to figure like. A lot of sweeps had happened in Roxbury, so they swept through the project. So a lot of homies who was older guys who was involved in the streets got picked up, started doing Fed time. So a lot of like the gang activity that was happening dropped out to real low. So you look at the numbers, the homicide numbers in 98 and 99, they was down like in the low 30s. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like 30.
I don't remember the homicides. I don't remember the crime when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like I remember when it got crazy when I was in high school, but I don't really remember the crime because I wasn't like outside in crime, if that makes sense. Like,
No,
not like high school for me. Like
No,
middle school, I didn't know none of that shit.
I get what you're saying, but what I would just say, like, it was very hard to avoid it when I was like in elementary, middle school, like, because it was everywhere.
Okay.
It was just a different time. You're talking about like from 90 and up, from 90 to 98, Boston was one of them places.
Was it crazy?
It was wild.
Crazy.
Really?
Yeah,
I lived in Southie over A. Patterson Way at that time.
You was in Southie, bro?
I was in Southie at that time.
What?
And
you was a Nigerian in Southie?
Bro, listen.
Bro.
Listen. Yeah. I told you I went to Continental.
Bro, your story gets crazier and crazier every time we
every
pod.
episode.
Every time we pod, bro.
That's why I don't speak on nothing.
Yo.
But nah, I definitely agree with him.
But you got to think about it. So, like, see, with the 90 and 91, we had 150 plus murders.
Damn.
In the city of
bad.
Boston that had about 500,000 people.
Damn.
But all the murders are happening between Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan, and the few in South End. So, and you're talking about, so everybody's connected at that time. So you feel it. Even if you a kid,
you feel it.
You feel it.
Because you might know someone that knows someone
that knows somebody. Everybody,
that's why we always say Boston's so
There's
small.
One degree of separation.
Yeah, I used to hear there was like shootings downtown at the movie theaters. I forgot what movie it was came out.
But think about it. Like the Boston I grew up in is dead and gone.
Right. It's gone.
Like I lived when the elevator rail was up. You know what I'm saying? When the
Eggleston.
L was up.
He did.
Whoa. You know what I'm saying?
That too.
I remember when it was the combat zone downtown. Like downtown was
voltage.
Of course.
High voltage.
That's why I got my pager.
Spot.
But I worked at Crystals when it was on. It was on Washington Street, the real Crystals.
He's real. Yeah.
I was young. I was young working there.
Who's y'all mayor?
So
because for me it was Menino.
It was White, Flynn, and the Menino.
So I heard
Flynn's during that whole. I know you saw the whole murder in Boston.
Yeah, that was Flynn
with the Bennett family and all that. Shout out to the Bennett family, but that was when I was a kid. So that was right before Menino got it.
Is that the apology that Man Wu gave?
Yeah.
To that family? Okay, cool.
So was it really crazy? Like I heard that when they had put out the APB, they was just saying as any black dude in
that
Adidas
was the
jumpsuit.
So that was the description. So there wasn't no age attached to it. There was no height attached to it. It was a black male.
That's it.
Adidas sweatsuit.
Damn.
So and at the time, finding an Adidas sweatsuit in Roxbury, dog.
Yeah.
That's like
everybody.
That's like finding a beef fitted right now.
Fucking niggas up on the street.
Absolutely,
just throwing niggas up,
stripping everybody. Absolutely, going to people's cribs. It was crazy.
Just to find out that what.
But that that the white man did it. But that was sort of what the situation was in Boston and Roxbury. Period. It was like it was open season on us. You know
yeah, because I lived from 2000 to like 2004, I lived over in Mission Hill, and I used to take the boat. You know what I'm saying? Then I moved over to Milton, but I used to go to Mattapan Station all the time.
So I would go to Mattapan Station,
bro. I would take I would take a 31 from that to the Forest Hills.
The what?
Sitting at Mattapan Station was dangerous.
What's the 31?
31. That's the one that goes to Forest Hills, right? Goes to Morton all the way down to Forest Hills.
See, we from Roxbury, so we don't take.
I'm not taking that bus.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what that.
I tell people when you from Roxbury, you only stick to a certain amount of buses, bro.
We take
it's like the 44.
Maybe the 23 just to get off before
I
get to Grove Hall.
Yeah.
The 42 if I could catch the 42 to go down Washington.
I've never taken any. It was the 23 and the 28.
Never took the 44?
Nah.
It's a good ride, man.
Nah, I never took that. Never had no reason to. Like you said, just where you going. You know what I mean? So it was the 23, the 28, and then the 31 that went to Mattapan Square.
What's the station that you grew up going to the most?
Definitely Dudley.
Dudley
and Ruggles.
Okay.
Definitely in
so
Dudley
you used
and
to go.
Ruggles.
You didn't go Yum Yums.
Of course.
Oh, for real?
Come on, son.
Oh, my man.
Come on, bro.
Oh. Okay. I was like, hold on. You know what I mean?
Who didn't go to Yum Yums?
Hey, yo, listen. There's ways you gotta see niggas is classified.
Come on, yo.
That's how I feel. That's
got the pork fried rice with the rim.
Pork fried rice with the orange chicken.
That's it. Had no choice.
$2.25. You heard?
Bro, come on,
hold on. So was the $2 place downtown before y'all time?
Nah, $2 place for me was Dudley.
I'm talking about, but there was a Chinese
spot downtown.
Oh, I never had
that. Get a $2 plate.
I never had that one.
Oh,
which one was that? Not in the corner mall, right?
No, it's right before the corner mall. So you know where you go downstairs to get on the train, right by Macy's. They used to be right next to it. So it was a pizza shop in the front, Chinese food store in the back.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
because
that's what downtown.
Yo, listen, downtown.
That's a different Boston.
It was that Chinese spot in the mall that I went to.
Okay,
you know the Chinese spot.
They're
still here now. Yeah.
Nah, we ain't go there. We might have had $6 in our pocket, fam. That $2 plate's gonna do me right.
No, you right.
You right. $2 plate, cuz it might have been $2, and you might get like a little canned soda with the joint.
Facts. What I did that with the over at Mandarin House over in Hyde Park.
Oh damn! I don't even know these places, man.
Why the Mandarin House? You get the fried plantains with chicken wings.
I just started going to Hyde Park like 5 years ago.
Bro, same here.
That's one of the downsides of like we're so neighborhood based. We stay in our corners.
Growing up in the hood,
we
bro,
we didn't really have no reason to go nowhere else.
You don't.
You're right. I moved a lot, so that's why. I can go to different neighborhoods. That's why, like, when y'all experiences,
so you exposed to a lot of stuff.
Exposed to everywhere.
So that's why when you tell me about other stuff, I'm like, nah, bro, we didn't.
Yeah, that wasn't my experience.
We didn't go on that side.
Yeah,
nah.
That's how it went. Like
every block, I pretty much knew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all not known as wild because
like
Madison.
you could just go to Dudley, right? I can only go to Dudley on the weekends after going to Madison.
What would you think? What would you think I can just go to Dudley?
Because you're African.
Yeah, but then niggas don't care about none of that,
yes, they
bro.
did, bro.
Nah, what would you think?
Hold on. Let's be real.
And you asking me
what year? Hold on. What year are you talking about?
Are you asking me if I sat in the back of the bus or in the middle?
Early 2000s. Being African or Haitian was not accepted in Boston.
So
am I lying? No, I'm not.
You're right. Yeah,
I'm just getting the guidelines.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? 2002 is my era.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so when they seen you guys, it was just, they go to African niggas.
Nah, they didn't know I was African. I dressed. I dressed.
I seen your pictures.
Nah.
You can tell you was African, bro.
Nah. Hold on, bro.
You had the sweater vest.
Hold on.
Like you had all the weird.
That was high school. I did that in high school.
That's what I'm talking about.
Remember, I was in the burbs. So this nigga always trying to take my card away from me.
He ain't got a card. He ain't got a card. He ain't never bought the 50 cent honey bun.
Crazy.
With the 50 cent brick burst. He ain't never had that.
I never had a big burst?
No, I'm saying growing up, going to school.
That was my breakfast. Doritos and a honey bun.
What made you think I didn't eat any of that, bro?
You got picked up and dropped off.
So what's that mean? I can't even walk up the block to go to the corner store?
You're right. That's struggle food.
This nigga crazy. I know the icy lady and everything. What do you mean?
Icy lady.
You knew the icy lady?
Everyone got an icy lady.
Shout out to the icy lady at Washington Park.
Remember?
Yeah.
The large
mango. With the bins.
Give me the large mango.
Remember when I said, remember you told me about the other Nigerian brother that you knew, and I said they followed the code?
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of that.
Okay.
I ain't following no code.
So
I wasn't in the streets, but I was moving around doing what I had to do.
Okay.
I didn't like that because of the stigma of African Americans to immigrants. As an African.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for me, my family was like, don't be like African Americans. I'm like, when the cops see this nigga, they see African Americans. So I'm not going to act like I'm better than these niggas. I'm going to get shot the same way. You know what I'm saying? So I never saw the difference between who we were.
Yep.
You know, outside of what was going on in my house, obviously, culturally. Mm-hmm. But when I step outside, I'm a nigga.
Yeah.
So that's how I saw it.
I think I had a conversation with one of my Haitian homegirls, like, yo, we have to have like a healing session on both sides. Because it's like, I know when I was at elementary school, we had the jokes, we had the this, and I'm saying, but then the same thing was like their parents said, "Don't hang with them black Americans." Yeah. It was like a negative perception on both sides that people still carry to this day.
The funny part is culturally, we kind of are the same.
Of course,
everything's the same, except for the American side of being raised in the South, Southern food, but most of the foods is still very similar. That's why I never saw the difference except for culturally. Back home, education is a big thing. Yeah. While here, because of systemic issues, it's not that prominent in quote unquote.
I can't say that.
But that's what they would say to us. That's what I'm saying. That's what they said.
And again, that's always like the propaganda. You
know
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's what they did to drive away.
Divisiveness.
Like, I told my homegirl, like, yo, imagine how powerful Black Americans would have felt if we knew the story of Haiti when we was kids.
Facts.
Versus looking at them like they different, knowing their history. Like, yo, their history is the reason why America's the way it is today. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's all a part of educating ourselves.
Shout out to you because I was in a MECO program. Yep. I had no idea the beginning. Obviously, as a kid, you don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? But seeing the beginning of how MECO became what it is and just the effects it's had on the inner city. As I was like, I didn't even understand that because I took it for granted. MECO's a great program for what it does. Yeah. But at the same time, a lot of what they're learning in the suburbs is very drastically different what BPS is teaching.
Tell me. Give me something different.
Well, my kids went to Needham and Dedham.
I'm talking about for you.
Well, I'm telling you the difference.
Oh,
based off because of that. You know what I'm saying? Just to tell you what it is.
Yep.
The things that they learned in Needham is there's nobody I know in Boston that's learning that stuff. Okay. And it's just in the sense of even finance classes, they have them in preschool for these kids, so they understand things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We didn't get none of that. I went to Linfield Elementary. Okay. That's a very rich town. Mm-hmm. They ain't playing no games. When I was in Boston, and then I went to Linfield, completely separate world when it comes to education.
So now in Linfield, did they have Big Bursts and honey buns?
I lived in Mission at the time, so what you talking about?
I'm just asking. I'm
just
asking.
But even like, even think about the education piece. Like, I was jokingly, but I meant it. Like, yo, crack did more damage to the black community than slavery did, in my opinion.
1,000%. I believe
because
so.
Because education prior to that was always a priority in black households.
Huge.
But once you started sort of injecting addiction and some of the other sort of issues that came, it's like parents couldn't focus on that no more. You know what I'm saying? It was like I'm just trying to maintain and dodge some of these gunshots that's going on. This gang banging that's happening. Like the neighborhood that I grew up in, from the difference between 82 to what it looked like in 90, it's like a world of difference, cuz.
The love we have for ourselves disappeared.
Yeah, a lot of identity issues.
Yeah. Because
a part of that is, I agree with some of that, but also some of it is like, it's like we got
to take accountability, yo.
We got to take accountability about it, because how are we educating each other? How do we treat each other?
Facts.
I tell people all the time, like, I don't expect the system to save us at all. It ain't designed.
It ain't designed to.
But how do we treat each other?
Yeah.
We from a part. We're from a part of the neighborhood where we've seen violence happen since we was kids,
right?
And what have we done to try to redirect that? We expecting people, a city of Boston government or a police department to save us? No, we got to stand up and save us. Let me hear it. I want to hear it.
So that's
red tape.
Red tape.
Red tape politically. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say for that. For what he's saying to me is, as a community, right? You're speaking community, right?
Yeah.
Well, who do we trust as our leaders?
Well, we can't be looking for leaders, yo.
You do. You do in a sense.
Who's going to take this step?
But you also talked about accountability. When we have leaders, we give our accountability to leaders, expecting them to do something.
What makes you a leader, though? Because for you and us, our ideology or thought of being a leader may be different from your age group, right? So in terms for you, speaking for your age group, what do you feel like a leader is?
I feel like somebody who's worthy of folks that want to follow or emulate is somebody who actions line up to what their words are.
Okay.
So if I'm somebody that's telling kids, yo, I want you to do this, that, and the third, but I've never done it in my life, I got no credibility. You know what I'm saying? I got no business being in a position to be somebody where folks are trying to look to. That's what I always tried to be. I never viewed myself as a leader. I viewed myself as saying, yo, I'm somebody where that came from the same place as you from, and I'm only asking you to do something that I know that I've done, and I know that you could do the same thing as well.
See,
so
now,
go ahead, bro. No, go ahead, bro. No, that's it.
So for me, I that's not a bad concept to have, right? But I feel like our idea of being a leader has evolved, right? Because for us, we were taught to be more. I feel like in our adulthood show, we had to learn to be more empathetic, right? Because we weren't really taught the empathy, but we also weren't taught about our emotions. So niggas didn't even know about depression. Yeah. Niggas didn't know if they had.
That wasn't even a thing. But you depressed?
Yeah, niggas didn't even know what that
was. Don't run the lap, dog. Right? Don't run the lap. What you depressed?
You got stressed?
But look,
work it out.
That's how your era used to cope with it. Yo, nigga, what's wrong? What you talking about? You don't feel good, nigga. Go to sleep.
Yeah, go
right.
Yeah.
But then our era had to learn, like, yo, just because niggas said that don't mean it was always right.
That's a fact.
Right.
100%.
Just because your mom, I don't know how you grew up, so I can't attest to what your parents say. I'm only speaking for me personally. Like in the hood, you used to see niggas' moms disrespecting them. Crazy. You used to see niggas disrespecting girls. Crazy.
Yeah.
Because that was just the culture.
Like, we would get into an argument. If I got into an argument in a suburban school, it was just a fight. Boom. Everybody went home. No problems. But here,
So still violence, but just not gunshots.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I got
but here, I would know, like, all right, when I was over at, when I went to Josiah Quincy, you know what I'm saying? There were certain Jews, obviously, that I would like, all right, cool. I know I have a mouth, pause. You know what I'm saying? I would not talk shit to them unnecessarily.
Because you knew it could go somewhere else.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Numerous times, though, you know, I'm like, I know I can whoop your ass, but if I put hands on you, I might not get home.
Be something else.
Yeah. You know, I just always want, what's the thought behind that for me personally? I've never understood it. Like, why is he going automatically to violence like that when we can just go home? You know what I mean? If you want to scrap. But what's the issue?
If you don't have nothing, the one thing you do have is your pride and your ego.
And your name, dog.
So if...
There's a difference between being show that stands up, don't let nobody punk him, and nigga, that's just show. That nigga's a bitch. It's a difference.
But I also say, too, it's also... We're not equipped with conflict resolution skills.
Yeah.
And we're not in an environment that lends you to say, maybe... I could have this fight and maybe it won't go nowhere.
But not even that.
You can't even second guess it. You can't even second guess it.
But you could be in that environment but still have those leaders be like, yo, bro, come on. Because I've had the OGs be like, yo, go in the bathroom, niggas, put the gloves on.
You do what you gotta do.
I
yeah.
came from that.
Yeah.
Right? So I've never came from this, if I lose a fight, I'm going to shoot a nigga. It was more so like, all right, you got the best, I'm going to dap you up.
That's it. That's what I came up on too. Yeah, right? That's what I came up on.
But that's because I had certain leaders.
Yeah.
But I also had the old crash dummies. They'd be like, yo, you know that nigga might try to do something. You should try to get that nigga first. And that's why
that's crazy. That's why I'm like, that's crazy. I used to be
so
so
that's what I
crazy
used to
to
sit
me.
in the whip. Like,
so crazy to me.
Because
these niggas be trying to
off of basketball, like I remember, you know what I'm saying? You know the basketball court over at Mission Hill before the
Wentworth joint.
Yeah, but not the one before the station.
Yeah, the Wentworth joint.
Yeah. So man, up at mad times, shit like that would happen. I'm like, yo, he's leaving. And everybody would just scatter. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Off of a game? And I never understood. I'm like, all right, cool.
But you damn sure ain't sit around, did you?
Oh, hell no. You
got
gotta keep it moving.
You move first, ask questions later.
But I just never understood the thought process of like, yo, you really
because
endanger everybody's life.
We're not
for this.
Because unfortunately we're conditioned to we can't take any type of disrespect.
Bro. We can't.
You can't tolerate it. And again, it is in a sense where again it's abnormal. It's an abnormal reaction to disrespect and want to take a life. But for us, it was what the norm was. It was like you cannot take any disrespect because if one person's gonna disrespect you, everybody else is gonna disrespect you.
Yeah.
And you had to be an alpha. You talked to be an alpha.
That's rough because it just wasn't like that in other schools. Medical schools was not like that.
But see, that's why I always tell people you got to take that's why I talked with you and Kurt. Like, yo, we got to hold our parents accountable for the shit they didn't instill in us, bro. That's the other part.
That too.
Just because it's a fact don't mean that it's an insult. It's just a fact that you didn't. What you raised me the best that you could, but you also didn't instill this within me.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with saying that, and I think that's where in the black and brown community it's hard.
But how do you say? I think you
don't know how to say that.
I think you do say it, but you gotta also have a level of grace that they couldn't give you something that they ain't have.
But that's why I give grace. But that's why I always give grace, right? Yep. Because I grew up with that resentment towards my parents, right? But then as I got older, once I started going to college, it's like, all right, I got to give you grace because you did the best that you could.
What you had.
So I don't hate you, but I do hold you accountable for the things that you did not do, right? Because just because you were a parent don't mean that you wanted to be a parent. You might have still been selfish, but you got to take accountability for that shit. Where you might have had the ability to go out with us, but you chose to go out by yourself.
Gotcha.
Right? So those kids grow up at home trying to figure out what you gonna do. So now we all end up outside on the block.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we ain't got nothing to do.
Trying to figure it out.
Because our family, who doesn't have the culture that you have, didn't instill with us, yo, go to school. Yo, go to these after school programs. When we go to school, nigga, after school, it was just like, all right, what we doing?
Yeah, you're right.
We're going to Chez Veuves. We're going downtown. We're going to high voltage.
I'm trying to do all of that when my parents are trying to have me go to after school. I'm like, nah, I'm trying to go skate. And like, nah, go to school. I'm like,
Your generation is really Lord of the Flies,
bro. It's crazy, dog.
Yeah,
so that's why when I see it, like, for me, I remember my first tattoo is my chest tattoo, against all odds. Because to me, that was the mentality, bro. That was my first tattoo.
Yeah.
Against all odds. And you know what shit I've
been
1,000%.
1,000%.
So that tattoo to me is like my mantra now. Like I didn't realize what I was putting on my body, but it fits so well.
Yeah.
So with that mindset that you have, right, and against all odds, that's the mindset of an immigrant.
Yeah, but I got that same mindset,
you know what I'm saying?
bro.
But your mindset.
That's the mindset of a black American.
I'm not trying to ever be
yeah, bro.
I gotta be good at I gotta be good at everything rather than be great at one thing, bro. I got to, bro.
I
gotta be good at everything.
Do you have kids?
None.
So are you concerned about what if you decide to, how would you be concerned about making sure that you are, I don't want to call it breaking cycles, but are trying to it's still as much as sort of emotional awareness that you didn't receive, making sure that they get that.
That's the hardest thing, right? I had seen a quote like a few weeks ago where some Russian dude who was like, the most intelligent person has been through the most pain and sorrow.
Facts.
Because the more you know, it makes it harder for you to make decisions. That's why they say ignorance is bliss. Because the niggas that don't know anything don't care about everything.
Yeah. Self-awareness is a bitch.
Bro, so when you get that self-awareness where this nigga might be yelling in my face and I got to have the mental, emotional capacity to be like, yo, don't get crazy with this nigga.
Yeah.
Because you could tell this nigga's not mentally
You have to be the mature one to de-escalate all of that.
Because I got more to lose.
Yeah, not even now. You understand the situation a little better.
Because I got more to lose because he don't care.
Yeah.
He don't care. But I understand I got more to lose right now.
Yeah.
So let me not turn up with this nigga. He might have a lot. but he's not mentally. You know, Sean.
Yeah, 1,000%.
There's certain niggas that just like this.
Listen, bro.
Right? So you gotta be the nigga to be like
doing what we do here. I'm sure with you also, you now know how words have too much power,
bro.
Too much power, bro.
We've seen words kill people. Our whole lives.
Facts.
And you got to be very, very cautious about say what you mean, but don't say no shit you don't mean.
Don't say
and don't say nothing you ain't willing to stand on.
Facts.
Because I take that. I take words to heart.
Same
because
here.
for me, I'm like, I'm not gonna say nothing to you that I don't fully believe, yo.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I always tell people.
They carry.
Yeah.
And in particular, if the person that you're saying them to, A, has love for you, or B, or somebody that might, I don't want to be afraid of you, but has some type of, they see an imbalance in stature too, because they don't want to get punked.
Yeah.
They don't want to be shown like they the little homie.
Yeah.
So whatever you say, you got to make sure you're willing to stand on.
Delivery is so key.
So I even think about it now. So like my daughter's 10, and I'm thinking about it, just trying to be as open as possible. And I'm like, I'm from Roxbury, cuz I didn't realize until I got to about 30, 31 that I was like wearing a mask my whole life, cuz just to not be a victim, to not be exposed. I didn't realize it till when I was like talking to homegirls with the college, like, yo, you was so mean all the time. I'm like, damn, I was mean.
Yeah. Mad aggressive.
But then I think about it like, yo, yeah, because
that's who you were back then.
I was socializing in which way I don't ever want to be victimized or people think I'm sweet. But when you have a daughter in particular, dog,
you have to learn
you doing tea parties, cuz.
You doing tea parties, cuz.
Yo, you going to altar with your daughter.
All of it.
My daughter goes to altar, fam.
Yeah.
So
I got two, I know.
That's making you more emotionally intelligent. But it's like, damn, it took me 31 years and had to be a father to get that level of social awareness, cuz.
Uncomfortable conversations with your daughters, explaining certain things to your daughters about how dudes are, all of that, keeping it a buck with them. You know what I'm saying? And just like, I will say having daughters is better to start with.
You know
having my daughter saved my life, cuz.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because I would have been too stressed,
I agree.
too wound up.
1,000%.
I was still too quick to even somebody who was sort of viewed as a leader in that space.
Yeah.
I still had issues that I had to work out, and it forced me to do it.
Daughters make you really calm down. And really
do you
look
guys
at
ever
things.
think about what your kids are going to go through living here in Boston that you guys went through? The hardship.
My kids are going through it now.
The hardship.
Yeah. My oldest is going through it now. She's 13. All of that, bro. The depression is high. I'll say that between kids, teenagers, because of the phones, and also just
and what they're exposed
to.
Comparing their lives to everybody else's.
We played outside.
I was outside.
They don't have that.
They don't do that no more.
Think about that.
They do not do that.
They don't have that, bro.
They don't have that. It's not safe. But parents, no. You know what? No, it's not that it's not safe. Parents don't say, it's unencouraged to play outside like that.
And that is a great thing to sort of question. When we talk about safety, what does that really mean?
Exactly.
Because when I lived, our playgrounds had glass in it.
Like
there was no like safe, but it's all the perception.
But that was
it's the perception.
But that's what was accepted.
It's the perception also.
Yeah.
Our perception of safety.
Right. Yep.
And what we're willing to expose our kids to, and also the fact that we see everything now, because everything's on social media. So you're not only hearing stories in Boston on your block, hearing what happened in St. Louis, what happened over there. So we are bombarded.
There were no parents at the playgrounds when we played. I never saw no parents.
I never saw parents at playgrounds.
You know what I'm saying? Now, when I go to the playground, it's nothing but parents and their kids.
Yeah.
That's everybody's generation now, though.
It's like that's
everybody understanding, knowing that I need to be at the playground with my kid.
Yeah, and
my kid needs to see me.
I need to play with my kid.
Yes, my kid needs to see it. We didn't have that growing up.
I know play. I didn't. My parents didn't play with me.
Exactly.
What you talking about?
Exactly.
I play with my.
I was a latchkey kid, fam, since I was getting on the bus in the 4th grade.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Elementary, getting on that shit.
Sounds about right. So, but again, it's like.
But you shouldn't have been.
Honestly, as much as the shit we went through was rough, I appreciate it where we are now, though.
I can say that because I don't want my daughter to do that. But what I can say is that me doing that, it made me fearless in every circumstance.
But that also,
it's trauma.
Exactly.
No, agreed.
That's what I'm saying. All the shit that we went through, it might have made us better.
But would I be willing to sacrifice some of my childhood to build up some of the resilience that I have? I wouldn't change a thing, cuz.
Not a thing, bro. Not a thing. Because you would not be the same person.
Because
been better, though.
Nah.
It's possible.
No, you might have been better.
It's possible.
Because when your childhood isn't taken away from you, bro, you're able to blossom. Think of it as when Lil Wayne was going to jail. When he got out, he had to learn about business. His rap started to suck. It started to decline. Niggas wasn't fucking with Lil Wayne because he had to be a businessman.
Okay.
Right? So when you have somebody else that is focusing on the business and you're able to rap, you're able to do everything that you need to. You're blossoming at your full capacity. So imagine if most kids had them after-school programs, had those.
Oh, they'd be great. So
what I would say is that was probably. I had a great childhood because we had programming.
Right, yes, sir.
We had free programming.
We had
so I was able to be. I was still able to be a kid in a dangerous situation.
Right.
So I think my generation might have been the last ones to really get that, where we had free programming. It wasn't just for programming for kids who came from two-parent households. It was, I don't care if you were raised by your grandma, you was in foster care, you had access to those programs. There were jobs. You didn't have to. There were jobs for every kid.
Right.
Even think about. No, not even that. I'm talking about. I worked at Crystal's at 16.
Damn.
Kids, if you go to these sneaker stores now, these people are in their 20s. There's no industry for teenagers.
None.
So even simply having access to a job where I can make my own money is something that these teens don't have access to. I'm talking about in a retail space where you can get in professional skills. So I would say that once the buildings dropped in 2001, talking about the Twin Towers, that changed all the funding.
And
that
changed.
Fucked up your generation.
Yes, it did.
Your generation, and we're just trying to dig out of that now. But everything was the faucet was on for us. We had access to everything. Tennis programs, radio stations at the Boys Club. I remember I never paid for a membership at the Boys Club.
Oh, wow.
Never paid for a membership.
Different time. That's a way different time.
You know what I'm saying? At the most, they would charge the kids $5 for a membership.
That's nothing.
$5.
Yeah.
So like I totally hear what you're saying about sacrificing. I did sacrifice some of my childhood by having to grow up and get some autonomy. But that autonomy, I can do a TED Talk now because nigga, I was outside when they were shooting guns. Like I did that. So you can't intimidate me in this situation. And I tell kids, being from the hood, we got the book smarts and the brain
duality.
The street smarts.
You got the duality of it.
Marry two of them. Yeah, you're never going to be in a circumstance that should intimidate you, but you got to be willing to do it.
I always say, I tell my kids what I have because I have siblings. I'm the oldest, right? What I have is like my siblings don't have. Right. It's like the backbone that I have. Right. My siblings do not have a cent of it. Right. Not even like you know what I mean. Right. But I'm like that's because of their upbringing after I left. Right. They got more coddled. Yeah. And I always go. That's why they complain more.
Was it coddled or was it understanding?
Coddled. It's coddled.
Nah.
But you see the negative perception I gave it.
That's
he
said cuddled negatively.
True.
I'm not saying anything. No.
I think it's understanding, bro.
Understanding of what?
Understanding like
their emotions and experiences.
Exactly what they did. Listen, what I'm saying, show. Just because you don't agree with it, don't mean it's wrong.
No,
two things can be
right. 1,000%. Go ahead.
Because I used to have that also, where some of my older cousins and shit or siblings would be like, "Oh, you coddling them?" It's like, nah, they're actually taking the time to listen to me because y'all didn't listen. Because I'm saying you,
1,000%.
My older siblings, like I learned from them. That's why I don't go through a lot of the hardships that my siblings went through. Because for me, I learned at a young age because I had to grow up faster. I was babysitting my little brothers and sisters, so I didn't have no childhood. Yeah. So I was a young man as a young kid.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm always hanging with the older folks. I'm playing spades. I'm at the barbershop with older heads. I'm not at the playground.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, I had to learn shit that other people didn't understand. That's just how it always went. So I had to learn to like try to talk to people like, yo, why you yelling at me? Why you yelling at me? I know you yelling at my brother. Why you yelling at me? I ain't do nothing.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about.
But those are the conversations where you had to have with an adult for them to understand you. Like, all right, yeah, I didn't mean to yell at you. I'm just saying I want you to listen because your brother ain't listening. All right, but that's how you talking to him.
That's your household. Well, I'm an African, bro. That's not going with him. Iron fist.
How were your siblings raised differently from you?
For me, it was because I'm the oldest, so I got the brunt of my parents' youthfulness. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, iron fist. My dad is an iron fist.
He's
African
also
culture.
hard-headed. He's hard-headed.
Once again, that's difference. Okay. That's a very different thing. Very different thing.
Because we got to take that.
Hold on.
You the knuck if you buck child.
I am the knuck if you buck child. I am definitely, but I'm also my father's son.
Okay.
My father's the same way. I'm a junior.
Me too.
So my mentality and everything that you see is from emulating my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The rest of them, they got the watered down version of who he was.
Why?
Whatever, because of whatever. Okay, I'm the one that sent home. I'm the kid. I'm the kid that got sent home. You know what I'm saying? From quote unquote being bad. Boom. Yeah. That terrified my siblings. That was enough of a strike. Like, oh shit, they really going to send a nigga home? Nah, I don't want that. So that right there is a fair tactic. They got that off, and everybody fell in line. I never fell in line, regardless of being sent back. I came back and I'm still show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by certain things can break you or make you.
Right.
That could have broke me, but that made me strong as shit when I came
back. Your
back.
dad knew it won't break you because you're a junior.
He don't know that.
Yes, he does.
No, he went. He
yes,
said,
he does,
I'm telling you right now.
I'm telling you, your father knows you.
I'm
from his loins.
How you gonna tell me? When
because
I'm
the same way my
this man has told me straight up. This is by me a year or two ago.
A year or two ago.
I'm 38 now.
Yep.
He goes
36.
He goes verbatim. You went through some shit, boy.
That was almost a high five, though, cuz.
You know what I'm saying?
So was that understanding?
He didn't know that, but once again, he never understood that. He didn't know that I was going.
At
he didn't realize
36,
that.
he understands now.
Seeing me because of how I became.
Agreed.
Yes.
He understands now.
Yeah, but look,
he didn't understand back then is what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying,
Okay.
bro. He wanted me to be a different person back then.
And
That's
he
why he
putting you
sent
through
me
the
there.
same shit that he probably went through.
And how I would come out. Because he scares most kids.
Because he didn't understand.
Bro. When
We're saying the same
He
thing.
was just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Pops
He
was trying
wanted
to figure
me.
it out.
Listen,
Yeah.
when Africans, immigrants send your child back home, the purpose of being sent back home is to break you.
So he sent you back to Africa.
Send me back to Nigeria to break my will, to make me a more conforming child.
Yeah.
Because
When you came back,
culturally,
was he mad or happy?
culturally, you conform.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You gotta have some. You gotta have a tough skin to not conform, bro. That's
Right,
why I
right.
always say when I see a bunch of Nigerians, I can tell who's who
Right.
off the rip.
Right.
Either you went that way or
Right.
you were square. Nothing wrong with that. It's just what it is. It just
Okay.
means
Shout
you
out to
were
the squares.
Yeah.
Squares
no,
or
no.
does it follow
You
culture?
you just didn't jump off the porch.
Is it not follow
no,
culture?
No. You follow the culture. Nothing's wrong with it. You
Okay,
just
okay.
didn't jump off the porch.
Okay.
You didn't try to find yourself in yourself.
You followed suit.
You followed the path that they gave you.
You followed the blueprint that they laid out for you.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's it. Instead of you trying to figure shit out and going over here.
Right.
That's what I said. I can tell a difference. Because with people like me who have to figure it out because we don't want to conform, it's much harder culturally for us because we're
you're not fitting into
ostracized.
the norms.
Yeah, we're ostracized.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So now you're buying another battle of I'm ostracized from my culture, but I'm also ostracized from this culture also because they don't look at me as one of them.
Got you.
I seem like a poser. But I'm not. I'm just like, nah, I come from both. I understand both sides. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying about that willpower is they can never go through what I go through because they're living that now as adults and they're like, how did you do it? I'm like, nah, Nigerians.
So they're trying to break away now.
They're trying to break away now.
Got
But I'm
you.
like, nah, Nigeria made me that tough.
Got you.
Because when I came back, I laughed at everything that I saw because nothing compared to that back then.
Got you.
Even going to prison, I said, nah, I tell you all the time, I'm never going to jail. Never. Because I've been through it already. I slept on those bunks back home. I slept in the barracks. All of that. I was in a private school, but the private school wasn't a rich private school.
Yeah.
It was like jail.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I come here and people are telling me stuff, I'm going, that's cute.
because you already went through.
Because I already went through that. Because that's cute to me. Like,
But
all
you already
right.
have your mental fortitude.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's gonna get their mental fortitude.
And that's why it always seems like I'm disrespecting other people. I'm like, no, I'm not disrespecting you, bro. I'm just saying I understand.
But you could be
making an
disrespecting
excuse.
somebody, but you
Yo,
might not understand that.
To
you
me,
are.
I make two choices in life.
True.
Because there's two choices in life.
True.
You gonna do something about it, or you gonna continue complaining.
See?
The nigga that complains, I don't listen to. I completely block him out
Is the man complaining to you, or is he bringing to your attention that you might be
based on your
disrespectful?
actions.
What do you mean?
Complaints without action is complaining. If
Complaints
you don't,
without
you can
action.
vent. We're brothers. If you something's going wrong, boom, boom, you get it off your chest, boom. I'm now gonna watch.
What's the action plan?
Exactly.
I get what
Okay.
you're saying.
What's the solution behind this stress
Okay.
that's going through? Are you just gonna sit in that
Yeah,
shit and point fingers?
Folks know not to come to me just to vent.
That's the problem.
I don't got it in me because I got so much shit.
So much
my
going
own
on.
plate.
Thank
But
you.
if somebody comes to me and say, "Yo, bro, I'm dealing with this. What do you think?" Or they already have some steps in line.
Yeah.
I'm here for that all
All
the time.
my man,
Because-
that's all I've been
no,
trying
no,
to tell
and
people, bro.
I only say that because you have a finite amount of sort of energy that you can give out.
Yes,
and it is draining to hear people's issues. But if they don't have any sort of desire to sort of build something up to try to address
It's
it,
just a
you like,
cycle.
dog, like what? You try to traumatize me with your
Yeah,
trauma, cuz.
I don't want to trauma bond with you, my nigga. Like I was telling you.
And I only say that from doing that work for
Yes.
10 plus years, listening to these stories, being empathetic to it, crying over it. Like, damn, I want this for you. But to only see the folks that were crying to you go back and do the same shit. You like,
I can't feel sympathetic now.
what is? It's not even that. I can still be sympathetic. I'm just not gonna put myself in that situation.
situation.
And
Exactly.
I think
Yeah.
that's what I had to learn I don't think that the OGs taught us is that you got to be able to separate yourself from everybody else because you can't.
Not everybody can go.
Boom.
Not everybody can go.
That's tough.
Because we all got survivor's guilt, survivor's remorse.
I do not.
I got that.
Because you grew up differently.
But then I had to.
I think you do.
But I feel like you have to. There's a way in which you can utilize survivor's guilt in a way in which where it makes you be better. Right. Versus feeling like you could be a dumping ground for everybody.
But you also got to acknowledge his guilt.
You got to acknowledge it.
Yeah, so Rufus.
No, I acknowledge it.
Yeah. Rufus, for me, when I look at you, I understand the survivor's guilt. When I say I don't have survivor's guilt, it's because of people like you.
Okay.
Because you're actually putting action to words.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing something for the community. You came back. You stood in your neighborhood and said, no, I'm not going to leave. I'm going to add.
That's so hard,
you know what I'm saying? Yes, it is hard, but you're going to add.
Hard, show.
It doesn't matter, but he's doing it, though.
See,
that's what it is.
All right.
That's
I got the morbid question.
Like I said, when people vent to me, I go, I'm not perfect. I got shit going on. I'm not but at the same time, if you know who I am and you know that, all right, cool. We can have a discussion. Next time I talk to you, I'm going to go, so how did that thing go? Because I want to check in. I might not check in right away, but I want to check in because I want to make sure that you
progress.
And if not, I'm gonna go. Well, what's the holdup?
Do y'all ever feel guilty about not helping the hood?
I used to because I felt like it was my responsibility to save everybody.
Same.
But that was an ego thing.
Same.
Thinking that I could save everybody.
Same.
And I just couldn't. I was 22 years old when I first started doing like outreach work.
I don't think nobody taught us that though. So I think
because I was always surprised about those roles.
What do you mean?
Because like I said, I was never like in tune like that. You know what I mean? Well, people would come like, yeah, I'm an outreach person, and I'm here to help the community. I'm like, what do you do?
Yeah.
It was as an adult now that I'm like seeing all the community leaders. I'm like, I don't remember seeing any of this growing up like that.
Because we didn't have it, bro.
You know?
You're a community leader. He's a community leader. Well, I'm a community leader.
I don't
Whether
like
you
that.
want to accept it or not, you are, bro. Because
I
look up to you in the space that you're in.
No,
and because
1,000%.
of what you've been through and what you've accomplished.
Yeah.
Right? So that makes you a leader. That's why I'm like, yo, our terms of or ideas of a leader have evolved because you're in terms for you guys in your time, I feel like a leader was supposed to be like strong, vibrant, loud as fuck, and not.
But you can still be strong and not be all of that. I think the
But
word
that-
of
but
strong is
they were
based on
taught
the
people
person.
bravado,
But
though.
that
Yeah,
was
I
the
got
archetype that we saw.
Yeah.
We
They
saw
were taught
to
to
be
be
a
bravado.
community leader, you did this, you look like this, you look like that.
Yeah, you stood on your square, on your circle, like 10 toes, and
Makes
nobody
sense. That
touched
makes
you.
sense.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get locked up. We grew up like, nigga, fuck that. I'm not getting locked up.
Like
Why, nigga? Like I used to be in the hood. Like, wait,
why is this even an option?
I want to do this? Nah, nigga, I'm good. I'm dapping niggas
I'm
up.
good, yeah.
And I had to learn that,
Yeah,
bro, because
man.
I learned that from my barbers.
Yeah.
Right? Because my barbers would be like, yo, man, I know you be running with these knuckleheads, bro, but you shouldn't be doing this shit,
Yeah,
bro.
no, facts.
Because you need that. You need
Yeah.
it. I don't know what it is about us young boys, bro, but we need to be told that even if we ain't gonna listen, we think about
You
that.
gotta at
shit.
least hear it.
We hear that in our subconscious.
So I have a son also, and I can attest to that because he'll come
old
talk
your
to me. He's 8.
Okay.
But he's very, very vocal about everything going on
Yep.
with him. You know what I'm saying? We have he knows my bar with my son. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? He tells me everything. I'm always like, he'll tell me things and I'll go, that's cool, but next time, try it this way instead of having to respond in such an aggressive.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
young boy shit, I'm like, damn, I don't remember.
Nobody telling you that.
Yeah.
The only thing my father ever told me was, don't fight.
Because your father didn't know much.
You know what I'm
Think
saying?
about it, bro.
But see, I give
I think
grace
your
now.
father learns through you.
I mean, probably
honest,
now.
That's a fact.
Probably now.
I think your father learns through
As
you
a
because
parent, you definitely learn through your child.
I don't know, but I would guess that your father has something that he battles with mentally that he has to tell you one day that he did not know, but he probably learned from you, bro.
Oh yeah, we've had those conversations. It's a very different conversation now with us because he sees me as
Because you're older now.
Yeah.
You're also older, and you're
Yeah.
also a father and somebody who's in it. Like he can
Yeah.
have those conversations because
Yeah.
he knows you get it now.
I
You
get
see
it.
it.
Oh, listen,
Like I can have I have conversations with my parents now that I would never have now.
Never have.
But the fact that they know, okay, we could talk about like we know we grew up together. Like
Yeah.
they were kids,
listen.
and I gotta be like, yo, damn, like I'm 42 now. They had a freaking 23-year-old
Yeah.
when they were my age.
Don't you have conversations when your mom or your dad will say something to you, be like, "Mom, come on, bro, it's me you're talking to. How you gonna think I forgot how to do all of that?"
Yeah, because they still want to do that.
Yeah.
They still want to make
Yeah.
sure that they like the lessons are still there. But it's like, I think as I've gotten older, I just recognize like the grace that I want to receive. I want to make sure I'm giving it.
Yes.
I want to make sure that I'm not
Boom.
acting like as if I get everything right. So
Yeah.
I know for damn well I don't.
And I think that's what we try to do from our generation now is try to tell not even just the youth, just other people.
Other people, yeah.
Like, yo, you could do it too, but you gotta be like responsible, my nigga. Like, we can't keep feeling bad for you.
Yeah.
And lead it by example.
We have
You gotta lead by example.
Yeah.
We have our own friends that we all do personal shit with, right? And in all the years that Show and I have known each other, like we've met people where him and I have had conversations behind the scenes like, yo, bro, you see what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, we can't keep going through this, bro, because we're going to lose track of what our goal is because we keep trying to bring everybody along.
Yeah.
But people got to prove that you want to come along.
You got to be an asset too, cause you can't,
not liability.
Because carrying people
1000%.
oftentimes does them a disservice.
But that's also us having the survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
In a way, that's survivor's
Feel
guilt.
like you got to save everybody.
Everybody want to go along.
Yeah.
But then when you start hearing the other voices, it's like it's hard not to listen to other people because you already have these own thoughts that you have with your personal self.
Yeah.
Right? So
bonds are hard.
So when you start hearing other thoughts and ideas from people that see the same things that you see, it battles with you because you're like, all right, I learned that I have to have this emotional intelligence because
that wasn't even a phrase back in the day.
Exactly, bro.
Emotional intelligence?
Bro, that's what that
mean.
Going to therapy.
Imagine saying that in 98. Yo, I'm trying to get this.
It used to be like, yo,
what?
Fuck this nigga's feelings.
What the hell is this nigga talking about, yo?
Yeah, it used to be like
let's go outside, yo.
Like, you got feelings, cuz?
Bro. But you had to learn that, right? Because
you got to learn it.
You don't know who's watching you, bro.
You got to learn it.
You don't, bro.
And also, even if forget who's watching, you will kill yourself without that.
Yeah.
You will die. You will stress yourself
like
to the point of death, bro.
Yeah.
If you just let, bro, you think about it, you know why everybody was snapped? Because they let everything.
Everything holding it tight.
The only emotion that we would show from the hood was you could show lust or you could show anger.
That's it.
Everything else in between, you couldn't show it.
Lust and love, yo.
That's it, bro.
No, it wasn't even love.
That's why niggas always died over pussy.
That was it. So when you're feeling when you're feeling sad, only way you can show it by you either gonna call a girl or you gonna try to go fight somebody.
Facts.
Because you're sad about what happened in your household.
That's when you was cracking on niggas.
So we didn't have the full gamut of emotion. We weren't even allowed to feel every emotion.
And that's
why.
That's why niggas never smiled.
Smiling?
Niggas never
we ain't smiling, bitches. You ain't smiling in pictures.
You're right.
Imagine you with it's 1999. You with the home. You taking a picture. Everybody smiling.
Listen, bro.
Facts.
That's why dudes hated me. I was a smiler. I never cared. They're like, yo, this nigga was smiling, bro. Like,
get him up out of here.
But that's your superpower, bro.
Smiling, like,
it's your superpower, bro.
Hey, man. Listen.
I smile all the time because I'm happy, dog.
Fuck that, I'm alive.
But also think about it too. You smile when you happy, cuz. A lot of us weren't happy, yo.
Hell no. We were just trying to survive, make it to the weekend, bro.
A lot of us weren't happy, yo.
The way I used to think is make it to the weekend.
So
no bullshit.
I remember being 15 years old, like, yo, I just want to make it to 16, cuz.
Damn.
I just want to make it to 16.
Dog.
Yo, when y'all say something like that, I go, yo, are you fucking serious?
Bro, there were nights I would lay in my bed like, yo, I just want to make it to 16.
Damn.
Bro, there were certain nights where you'd want to go to a party and you know you shouldn't go. You know you shouldn't.
You gonna take
the white mansion parties?
Yeah.
In Eggleston?
Yeah.
You know you shouldn't go.
I wasn't going none of that.
But you gonna go.
Nah.
Because that's all you knew.
Nah, you right.
That's why all your friends were going.
And your name was, Show didn't come? Yeah, Show didn't come. That nigga's a bitch.
All right, that's cool. That's cool.
And that's cool.
That's cool.
But when the whole hood start treating you like that, it starts to make certain niggas feel away.
Nah, you right.
And certain niggas would snap.
And then they're going to overcompensate.
Boom.
And then they're going to start
wilding. And now they got to be super tough.
Then they're going to be super gangsters.
Super gangster. And those are the niggas that died before 18.
Those are the ones that died before 18. Those are the ones that do 100 years.
Nah, you right.
Every time,
Nah,
bro.
you right.
So I had to learn. You had to just learn from that stuff. Just even if you didn't grow up in the hood, like with the same ways or the same avenues that we all.
No, you had to read. You had to read the room. You had to read the room.
Be aware.
Hey, gotta be. Yes, sir.
You don't want to be a victim.
What?
You don't want to be a victim.
You can't just get on the orange line and just think it's cool.
Yo, bro, listen.
You just can't do that.
When I got to college and I opened my drawer and I seen how many RP pens I had, I was like, oh no, this is
man.
crazy.
Nah, it's cool. It's crazy, man.
And we used to walk around with that shit faithfully on a white t-shirt.
That was again a generational thing. That was the weirdest thing. That era, coming back home from Philly, being there in 5 years, coming back home, seeing all the pens. Kids was wearing them pens.
Wearing at parties. Like,
yo,
it was an accessory,
there wasn't a block I could go down where I didn't see it look like Toys R Us, cuz. It was like, yo, we had literal graveyards on streets, cuz. Like, it was like, for my, like, yo, these kids are insane. We would literally say, yo, these kids are insane. What are they doing?
Bro.
We thought y'all were insane. Like, yo, why are they wearing all these
Yorkie
all this
killed.
death pins, bro? It was like, it was crazy, bro.
Yorkie got killed right in front of my grandmother's house, right? And for like 3 to 5 years,
everybody be there.
They will always be there, bro.
Damn.
Every fucking day, bro. Putting candles there, drinking, smoking, it didn't matter, bro. Right? But it stopped because them same niggas that was going there started getting killed.
Started dying too.
So for me growing up, I started seeing the cycle of all the niggas that would come in my house. And then I was seeing them niggas like on RIP pens or T-shirts. And then I started seeing niggas that I grew up with on the pens and T-shirts. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, this don't make no sense. I remember to this day, from Line on Flying, I told my nigga Herm, when he got killed on Humboldt in front of the store, I was trying to get him to come to the Tobin with me to go play ball. I was like, yo, we got an extra jersey. Pull up. I swear to God, I went to go catch the bus at the top of Seaver to the Tobin.
Into the mic.
Oh, my bad. Into the Tobin, right? I remember seeing all the cops down there in front of the store on Humboldt, right there, because it's 2 stores. It's right across from each other.
Yep.
Whole shit blocked off. And I'm just sitting there, damn, that's crazy. What the fuck happened? Got there. By the time I got done with the game, that's when I finally got killed. Damn. So that shit, what I seen was him getting killed. And if I were able to tell him to come with me, he would have made it that day.
Don't think
because when he got killed,
you can't think about it like that.
They weren't even shooting at him.
But you can't. I know that. But allegedly. But yo, you can't, like, those type of stories, that will make you go insane.
Yeah.
Because when you start thinking about, oh, I wish I could have did this. You know how many times I put dudes in my car or got dudes jobs or did this, that, and the third, and then they end up doing the L, getting killed. And that shit used to, like, that
devastating.
That was a part of the sort of the story why I left sort of doing the mayor's office stuff, because I always felt like my battery could never get to 100%, my internal battery.
Yeah.
Because everything that happened in the city, I took so personal because everybody's connected.
Fact.
So even if you have successes, that one situation where a 15-year-old gets killed in broad daylight, it's going to bring me back to when I first went to a funeral for somebody in 93 when my man got killed. It immediately brings you back to that point. So I said I had to separate myself from that work because I'm not going to be no good to anybody.
It's so hard, bro.
It's so hard.
It's so hard, bro, because you can use there's benefits to it.
Go ahead. How's the transition been for you though?
I feel 1,000 pounds lighter, bro.
Okay.
Because I'm able to.
What was the weight? So what was the weight exactly? Because you worked in that sector.
You're trying to save everybody. So.
Yeah. So
trying to save everybody.
What was the weight like exactly,
bro?
What did the city? What did that?
It was
put
the
on
weight.
You?
It was the weight of the hood.
Because one of the niggas from the hood got in.
Because I'm at that point. So if I'm the one person from the hood that folks know that they can call me for anything, I'm taking calls for everything, which is cool.
Yeah.
But also to the point where the downside is that no, there were people that had jobs that you should be calling. But you're gonna call me because I'm the person you trust.
You're tangible.
So and I'm accessible.
Yes.
Somebody might say, no, I didn't get. I got some of it, but people know not to. Don't say that to me. They couldn't say no crazy stuff to me. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like, so you feel that weight where we're feeling like you're responsible for everything that's happening. But then you also feel the weight that no, this is your neighborhood, this is your city. So you feel more attached to it than somebody who might just come to the city to work. They don't have the same attachment to all because they might want to do the work, but their connection to it ain't the same. You didn't grow up here. This ain't just city for real.
You're not taking it as
as personally,
as hard,
which makes the work even more difficult. So that was I was battling. I was battling being the go-to person for the hood that everybody calls, and also when you're in City Hall, you're taking every L personally,
bro.
And it became it was so much where I felt unhappy. I felt heavy.
Okay.
Now I'm able to do the work. I still give back. I still do what I want, but it's on my terms.
Whenever anything happened in the hood, did they always just look to you?
Of course.
Yeah, like, yo, Rufus, can you tell us like what's going on? Like,
of course,
what's going on with this?
Yeah,
that shit right there.
Too much.
But so that's twofold. A part of me is like, okay, I appreciate the fact that folks at least know that I'm connected.
Correct.
And I can get the community connected to resources. But on the other hand, it's like that's the draining part.
That's not all I'm known for.
Like, dog.
Now you gotta do mad shit.
Like, dog, like I just can't be the go-to person because I'm from the hood too. I actually got a resume too outside of that. I could do other work than just dealing with the gangbang shit.
It's an uphill battle as black men, yo. Because
of course.
We always trying to reinvent our image. We have to.
It's rough.
That's the fucked up part. Like, it's not like no cry out for help. Like, oh, I'm mad.
It's just a reality.
It's a reality check. Yeah, 1,000%.
People, like I try to tell Sarabi, I was like, yo, as a black man, we always just got to take the blame. You ain't never gonna understand that as a woman. We always got to take the blame because we have to understand that if we prove you wrong as a woman, it can hurt you. If I prove this nigga wrong, he might not know how to take it. He might not know how to take that as constructive criticism.
Walking on eggshells everywhere.
He might just be taking that I'm talking down to him. So as a black man, you always gotta, all right, you got it.
Yep.
Around this white dude, I always gotta be like, all right, you got it. Because if I get crazy, they're gonna say I'm the crazy black nigga.
1,000%.
I call the cops.
Yeah, you right.
If I'm crazy around the women, now it's like, oh, you're a nigga that don't respect women, or let me call some nigga for this dude and possibly him lose his life. It's crazy.
It's a crazy life.
So as a black man, that's why I'm always like trying to just tell other black men, like, yo, bro, it's gonna get better.
It's heavy, but and that's the only part that's gonna, I didn't want to say solve it, but it's gonna mitigate the impact, is having a space where you at least got brothers that you can talk to,
that understand,
that at least understand the perspective, but also are saying like, yo, we gotta be, again, it ain't a, you don't gotta call me every day, because my friends know, my homies know, like, I'm not a dude that's gonna call you every day.
Facts.
But when I call and check in, you know I'm there in the moment. I'm present in the moment, and I'm always a call away. And that's what we got to reassure each other, because brothers be dealing with a lot of stuff.
A whole lot, man.
And living in this city too, it's like you get pulled 1,000 ways. You gotta have 9 hustles to be able to afford a 2-bedroom apartment. Cause
it's $100 grand right now. You're making $100 grand. It's hard.
Call it a day.
It's hard. So let alone actually being socialized and emotionally intelligent, where you just trying to put food on the table.
Because you know there's some dudes out here that are good people, but they haven't had the right opportunity.
1,000%.
Right? So you give a dude the right opportunity, you'll see that man.
He's gonna go crazy. Bro. Yeah, 1,000%.
Like, imagine in the pandemic, right? For me, that's when I started seeing that so many dudes in the hood were intelligent, but niggas was just using their intelligence for the wrong shit,
thing.
Wrong shit. Yeah.
Like, these niggas are great with numbers, great with hustling, but niggas are teaching them to hustle the wrong shit.
Yeah.
Imagine if somebody told you to hustle something else.
Yeah. Oh, there's brilliance in the hood. We know
mad
that.
Brilliance.
We know that.
All the drug dealers, I'm like, yo, you can do numbers like this?
But that's why I hold niggas accountable.
You got skills,
like for
bro.
me, any nigga that's over 30 still in the streets, to me, I feel like you failed. That's just me personally, because I grew up seeing and knowing
13-year-olds that
you're supposed to get out the street.
1,000%.
The goal is, even if you chose to go on the streets, whatever,
you got to transition out. There got to be a transition
out. So when I started seeing dudes who were older and had kids but still chose the streets, to me, it was selfish.
Yes, 1,000%.
Super selfish, because like, all right, if you could take it from your kids, why should I feel bad if you chose knowingly to go in the streets and you know what can happen?
Quick, we're in your beautiful space. How did this come about?
This situation, that's an amazing transition.
See? Award winner right there.
You brothers is professionals, guys. So I think a part of it is some of what you're hitting on. It's like being like, I never saw myself involved in any type of business like this.
Yeah.
But I know my friend, the Lobster King, has a product that's amazing. My brother Levi is somebody who's done all of the work in here. Vision,
Levi.
Like, and
this is gonna be a vibe in the
yes,
summer.
I can't wait in the spring. But
this is gonna be fire.
It came about because the opportunity, like we were ready for an opportunity.
Yeah.
And sometimes you gotta be fearless, cause
facts.
Like, one thing I ain't never been afraid of is to try something new, and if I fail, I fail.
Risk taker.
Like, I'm okay with being the sacrificial lamb, cause I'm okay with that.
Saying at least you tried.
I'm okay with that, because one thing I ain't never gonna be is regretting. Oh, I wish I did this.
At least you jumped.
I'm gonna jump every time, cuz.
My man,
I'm gonna jump
bro.
every time, because at the end of the day, what's the worst is a no.
That's it.
But the best is this might be.
It might work out.
If
it works out,
this might be the best thing ever.
1,000%.
So I'm okay with it. Again, that's
the optimism.
But that's the optimism. But also from a trial and error of being young and being forced. We didn't even teach kids critical thinking, but being young and having to try things out. Like, it even started like being young, like being 13, 14, trying to get a girl's number.
You're gonna get rejected.
Like I'm gonna. We can reduce it to that. You 14, 15 years old. You see a girl downtown that you like. In that era, if you don't say nothing to that girl, you might not ever see her again.
Never see her
You
again.
might not ever see that girl again.
You missed it out. That's it.
So at the very least, you might go up and say no. If she say no, she say no. But if she don't, you got a date to the movies, cuz. And that might be your little young boo for the summer.
That's it.
So that was like the trial and error, being willing to say, yo, the worst that can happen is she's gonna say no.
That's
so
it.
I'm okay with taking an L, yo. I'm okay with trying something new as long as I know for a fact when I'm 85, whatever I am laid up, like damn, I wish I would have did that.
Facts.
I'm not living with that regret.
None.
I'm not doing that. So
that's why I always jump too.
So this where it came from opportunity. Like my brothers had a plan. My job is really to shake hands and kiss babies to sort of help the process go. But we're coming together again, and it's dope to do it with brothers that you
trust.
Up with,
Yeah, you trust them. Because this ain't no small.
But you also know
feat.
that they're committed as well.
Exactly.
They got their feet in it. It's not this ain't a pastime for us. This is we're all in on this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
So I'm telling you, like
this is beautiful
for people like myself and Show. Like this is inspirational because we love to see stuff like this because. We gotta just accept that in the hood, not even in the hood, just as the black community, we sell quick. Like we don't have anything really to pass off to anybody. We're good with getting the money because we never have. So when we feel like we get that opportunity, niggas just sell their business real quick. There's mad barbershops in the hood that used to be black.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Mr. Lawson's and all that are no longer there because niggas will take that quick dollar. So when we see men like you guys working together, it's a great thing to see because we see what the women are doing.
Yes, sir.
The women are fucking killing it.
Killing it, bro.
You know what I mean?
I love this. Seeing brothers creating business together and running around. That's what I think young brothers need to see outside of entertainment and sports and all of that.
Yes.
That this is tangible.
Yeah.
You can make this work.
People like you and Rob.
Yeah.
You back Bay Boston.
Shout out to him.
Exactly.
Right?
You know what
like
I'm saying?
we seeing things like that makes it spots. Not even make it
And y'all make it look cool. Like it ain't like this is a nice ass spot.
No, it's just big because we need more black spots because the issue that black people have here is that we have so few spots, so all the black people with issues show up at
the
one
same spot.
And that's why it's hard for us to
We
keep
have
shit.
no diversity of nightlife experience.
None.
But I think that's where it's coming to now. Like we gotta have a bunch of different spots. You might have your neo soul folks who just want to do neo
1,000.
But you also gotta have a spot for the hood. The hood folks go too.
They know backies.
And I'm a frequent every spot.
Every
cuz,
spot.
you know what I'm saying?
Everywhere.
I'm
Yeah.
everywhere. But we need that. So like even like to your point, it's like the more options we have in the variety of different neighborhoods as well. So everything. So
it brings a change
so
all the way
imagine if
around.
we have spots in every neighborhood, but also we're still able to go downtown. But we're able to go to Roxbury. Shout out to District 7. We're able to go to
1,000,
Roxbury.
yeah.
We're able to come here to the mix. We're able to go to the park at High Square.
out about District 7 like a year or two ago.
You gotta pull up.
1,000%.
Gotta pull up. Gotta pull up, man.
Love that spot, yo.
Open every day.
Yeah.
Live music every
You know what?
Friday.
I used to drive by it all the time. I'm just like, yo, what is this real? Like, what's in here? Never once. Went in there, I was like, wow.
Yeah, bro.
That's fire.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So
But they're like all secretive.
Yeah.
What I would say is that as black people, we got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable with trying new things.
1,000.
That's a bar.
And I think just because we always want to, like, we want to look cool every time.
Every
guys.
time.
We don't ever want to look uncool.
Yeah.
So that means we're not willing to try new things
At all.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because we're afraid of how it's going to make us look.
I know for a fact. I'll try something new and I'm still going to be cool regardless. Because you got to be confident.
But you got
be
confidence.
confident in your cool.
Yeah.
But that took years.
Yeah.
That took being 7 named Rufus, cuz. Imagine being a 7-year-old named Rufus, cuz.
In the hood,
That's
nigga.
tough, dog.
Uncle Rufus.
That's tough, cuz. That's tough, man.
Yeah, bro.
That's tough. So again, it's like you got to be willing to step out. And it's like, be calculated. I'm not saying jump off the roof every time.
Make it make sense.
But make calculated risk, yo.
Yes, sir.
Be a calculated risk taker. Because at the end of the day, if the worst you're going to hear is no,
That's fine. That's
try
great.
it, bro.
Yeah.
Try it because you don't want to have that regret, yo.
There's more ways to skin a cat.
And you're going to be, bro, I remember being 18 distinctly, because that was
Same,
24
bro.
years ago.
Same, bro.
I was just 18. 24 years ago, I was 18, bro.
Same,
So
bro.
what I say
Scary.
is like, yo, time does not slow down a minute,
It does
yo.
not. And that's the crazy part.
And I feel like having kids make time speed up even more.
My man.
Does it really?
It
Absolutely.
does, bro.
Because you're marrying your time with their time.
You
So as
see
they
them
grow,
grow.
you're seeing them grow.
Yeah,
Every
bro.
day you see them grow. Like when we're kids, we're not thinking about every day.
No, we're not.
Like taking days and no. But when you see your kids grow, you're growing with them.
Damn, I never thought of that.
So what I would just say is like, yo, bro, don't be
Don't
afraid. Don't be afraid to shoot your shot. Be calculated in those shots you're taking. And you got to have a level of fearlessness. Fearlessness in the fact that in the best case scenario, you're going to be a success, cuz.
Yeah.
In the worst case scenario, you're just going to hear no.
No, I love that because I always see you also at all the functions. I always see you like
Embracing
people.
Yes, sir.
And I feel like we just need to see more of that in the community with everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Because when we see people like you, like a leader, like someone to me, you're a leader. So when I see you embracing other people, it makes it easier for me to embrace them. Versus
also, there should be
don't,
grace.
I won't do it.
There should be grace for our leaders because they're not perfect.
Agreed.
That's
Agreed.
one. That's one of the biggest.
You gotta have
things.
realistic expectations.
Agreed.
That's one of the biggest things I was having with people talking about.
We put them on a pedestal.
Yeah, like they're still humans, yo.
They just
you know
got. They just got. Oftentimes they got titles and they have a good heart.
That's
Right.
it. Yeah,
But they're not perfect.
not at
So
all.
we can't expect them to be saviors. They're
No.
not. No one person's going to be a savior.
No,
but
definitely.
It takes a community.
it takes a community.
It is. We
But
all have to care.
But we also have to support people we
Yes.
put in leadership as well.
Yes, sir.
Because we don't do a good job at that either.
So I always what I wanted to say about that is if you call yourself a leader,
Yeah.
then you know that you're not going to be great at everything
Correct.
that you do.
It's correct.
So you surround yourself with people.
People
With a
that
good
are-
team.
That's what your spouse is usually.
So for y'all want to be the boss in your squad, then your team has to be able to carry things that you can't do because the leader can't be doing everything.
That's a fact.
But that
At
was
all.
the realest thing Dame Dad, one of the realest things Dame Dad said is like, yo, from the outside, shouldn't nobody be able to see who the leader of the crew is,
At
yo.
all,
Facts.
bro.
Every member of the crew should be a leader in their own right.
That's a fact.
And then your job should be how do you support that person best in their leadership
That's
role.
a fact.
That's it.
Because I'm not good at everything,
At all.
and I got no problem being Jermaine Jackson in the Jackson 5 sometimes, because I don't got to be Michael Jackson every time. I could be
goodness.
Jermaine. And again, the ego is our biggest hurdle,
Downfall.
bro,
biggest
because
downfall.
we feel like we just want to be in this. We want to be perceived a certain way all the time, and it's the little voice in the back of your
You're
head
missing
that you think's your
opportunities.
voice.
You're missing opportunities when you do that.
That little voice in the back of your head ain't you.
Yeah.
It ain't
You know what
you,
I'm saying?
man.
So you feel like you scared to do this, or my man's gonna get more shine
Oh,
than
man's
me.
will look crazy
Like
about
what?
me.
Like
Yeah.
oh, he gonna get more shine. Like I'm not
Bro.
worried about nobody getting no shine.
Listen,
yo.
I tell him all the time.
I want people to shine.
Listen,
Cuz.
that's what I be saying. I'm like, I don't want no shine. Give it to that nigga. Like, who
They giving you a shot.
That's what we do.
I was putting this nigga in the middle for years.
Facts, yo. I be like, yo, I don't want that shit.
Rufus, I
Yo,
used to push this
Rufus,
nigga in
bro.
the front. Yo, show, go ahead.
Yo,
Go, bro.
all the time. I'm
Get your
like,
limelight.
Sam, I'm not you.
I'm like,
nigga.
get your limelight, bro. Get your limelight. Because I come from an era where we
Yo.
don't want to be in the
I didn't-
limelight.
but that right there is what my dad hated about me because he saw me like, yo, you're a leader, you're my son. But I'm like, nigga, you want to be a leader. I don't care about being a leader.
the reason why-
as long as my job is being done,
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
That's what I tell my son. You don't gotta be the boss, bro. As long as you doing your, because he plays ball. And I'm like, yo, I see that you always want the ball, but that does not make you a good team player. You gotta play a position. That's it.
See, it's hard because the trauma that it's not even trauma. I don't want to say that's a trauma because that's a crutch. I don't want to use that as a crutch. It's more so we were conditioned to not try to be that nigga because it was always niggas that envied that nigga.
Yeah.
No, listen, I'm telling you.
No,
so
I
you
understand
don't
what you're
care.
saying. No,
I get it.
I
I
understand
respect
what you're
that.
saying.
But in the hood, it's fucked up because we're conditioned. So you're not thinking about the hood because you come from Africa. It's totally different. What you're thinking about is you being successful, you being a success to your moms and pops who took a risk to bring you to this country, and you got to make something of yourself. Versus in the hood, I got to make it 18. So I don't want all the spotlight. Don't put me under the pictures with these bitches because I don't need niggas looking for me. Because that's just how it goes.
Because
Because now when I pop up at the Roxbury
you don't
YMCA,
want them envious eyes on
that's
you.
how it goes,
That's
bro.
how it
Because
goes.
them same niggas is the niggas outside waiting for you.
You right?
Oh,
right?
that's
All be-
such and such from over there, huh?
Oh, that's the
yeah.
nigga that my bitch always be talking about. Nah, fuck that, bro.
Oh, I know. I went through it. I know.
Bruh.
I totally understand,
Niggas
man.
gotta take the long way home.
Guys too, man.
Realest shot I ever tell you.
Hey,
nigga.
listen, man.
Niggas gotta take the long way home. And
Yo,
you
that's
gotta follow your
that's a
pride.
life lesson. Sometimes you gotta take the long way
Yeah,
home.
take the long
cuz.
way home,
man.
my nigga.
Hey, man, listen, I had to roll up on me like, hey, man,
Yo.
I heard you was talking to my word. Oh, all right, well, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you. All right, let me get up, big and I.
Because to me, nigga,
You
they
gotta
worth
go.
it. I'm
You
good.
gotta go, bro.
Not that deep.
Oh, man, Rufus, thank you for joining us today.
Y'all
man.
are
Let's-
hilarious. I love y'all.
Into
man.
your space. I love
Nah,
this
this
fucking
is fire.
chandelier right here. This is beautiful. The chandeliers are beautiful.
This is gonna be a
The backdrop
vibe.
is great. I'm looking at the kitchen right now. It's fucking
We're gonna have the
fantastic.
outdoor patio.
Yeah.
going,
Oh,
man.
nice.
You're gonna have the
man.
shorties walking around. I already know it.
Yeah.
Hold
already
on,
know. I
fam.
can't
Super
wait.
Nice.
cool, fam. Super cool, fam. You doing good the whole show, baby. Keep it cool, fam.
Man, you said that, Rufus. Like, hold on, bro.
Keep it cool, fam.
Hold on, bro.
You got to, man.
Nah, this is a
I'm
beautiful.
an upstanding citizen,
This
baby.
is a beautiful establishment, man.
Facts.
When are you guys thinking of open fully?
We're shooting for the spring, so
Nice.
spring day, right when that weather breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect time, man. I'm really excited about bringing the mix to the neighborhood, man.
This is gonna be fire.
I think
It's gonna be
it's gonna
fire.
be dope, man.
I'm excited for it.
Dead center.
right
Dead
here.
center, bro.
You gonna get so much fucking traffic.
Yeah,
get so much traffic.
Get the good foot traffic, and actually
man.
get folks to have an opportunity to stay in the neighborhood and have a good time.
Yeah, man.
Don't gotta go all the way downtown to Stella's or some shit.
There's nothing wrong with downtown. Shout
Ain't
out
nothing wrong.
to downtown,
Stella's, right?
But again, we want to give folks options.
Need diversity,
bro.
We need diversity of opportunity.
Because that's what I need, man. Black food, I need it to be different. I can't go to how many Haitian spots I got out here, yo. I'm gonna need a little more than
That's
that.
a good thing, though.
Yeah, that's fine, but we need diversity.
Shout out to my Zoes, man.
Yeah.
Suck
Yeah,
up
facts.
fit, man.
Yeah,
Suck up
yeah,
fit.
Y'all cool. I'm
need
out
that.
here. I need something else.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to be able to call someone else for food.
He about to have me cut off from
Yo.
the Haitian restaurants, man. I'm not co-signing that, man. I need all my sauce points, man. I need all that.
I need all that griot. I love y'all. You know I love y'all.
Do you have any more plans for doing any more TED Talks?
No, I'm done with the TED Talks, man.
Okay.
That experience was crazy.
That was a fire experience,
fire,
though.
man,
It was
yeah.
everywhere, all over social media.
I
When you
appreciate
said
that.
Everybody shared
I'm from
that
Roxbury.
shit.
I was like, y'all niggas
Absolutely,
bet that
cuz.
shit.
Everybody,
Yeah,
yo,
1000%.
That's what.
everybody shared that shit, though.
That was
Yeah, I
beautiful.
appreciate
Everybody
that,
shared
man. I
that.
definitely appreciate the love. I think folks really saw that what I was trying to do was trying to bring the world to what our experience was, but also highlight for the neighborhood. Like, no, we've been here. We always been here. Our culture's here. I shout out the Icy Lady. You know what I'm saying?
But we need those familiar faces
We need
doing
those,
that shit.
yeah.
That's a
Because
fact.
We need more people like you to speak on the history of this city.
Boom.
You know what I mean?
Boom.
Like in a positive light, not the bullshit. Everybody knows the bullshit, but the
Yeah.
actual history of what has been developed here and what's going on exactly.
And
man.
that you can make it.
Yeah.
You can make
You're
it.
a testament.
That's the biggest thing. I think the part that hurts me is the amount of talent we lost because folks felt like they couldn't make it here. They went to Atlanta, went to DC, imagine all the talent. Imagine if all that talent felt like there was an opportunity for him here. Then we could have really built up that sort of that black social structure. You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, even if you leave, but if you notice, if you build an infrastructure somewhere else, imagine what you can do if you brought it back here.
Yeah.
Because you already have it established somewhere else.
Or just bring some of the game.
Yeah.
Again, I don't entrust
No
anybody to say don't gatekeep.
Don't gatekeep.
If you got some gems or some opportunity, I'm not saying give it willy-nilly to somebody who might burn the bridge down.
Right.
But if you see somebody traveling in the same lane as you, who you know,
Lend
you
that-
could help.
lend that.
You could put the ladder down. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
damn, I'm up here, but damn, niggas, I didn't put the
Yeah,
ladder down.
man.
But you got folks who will see you, don't want to put the ladder like that. That was my experience. Like
That was mine, too.
There was no real. I thought when I came back from school, they were like, "Oh, he came back from Temple." I thought the red carpet was gonna be out
They be
there
like,
for me.
why you come back?
I thought they was gonna be like, "Oh yeah, let me get you in these opportunities." Like there wasn't none of that.
None
Nope.
of that.
I'm like,
Nah.
damn.
They be like, nigga, you came back? You
I
crazy.
did everything they told me to do. They told me to go to school. They also told me to come back. And
But
when
they
I
didn't tell
did
you
it,
what to do when
there
you
was
came
no.
back.
But
That's the crazy part. They always tell you to go out there and do that shit and come back, but when you come back, they don't tell you what to do.
Well, nothing to do.
and there's
man.
no structure for you to even find it yourself.
I tell people
I had to find my own way, cuz.
I had to go to school out there to come back to learn how to deal with people. Like I didn't understand how to deal with people here because people here wasn't able to teach me how to deal with people because everything that they were taught wasn't taught for them to keep going. If you pay attention, show with our generation, we kept going.
Yeah,
But
1000%.
the generation before us, they was just like a lot
They
of
stayed there.
resentment. Yeah, like
they
stagnant.
stayed there.
That's what created that
Yeah.
crab in the barrel Boston
And the
shit.
separation is huge.
What?
It's huge mentally.
Because for us, like I'll keep it real, like when we started doing the podcast shit, we really just started playing local music.
Yeah.
Because we got tired. Me personally, I got tired of seeing fucking Davies and Young Ma at the Garage in Brighton every fucking weekend. I was like, oh my God, I'm tired of this.
There's too much
song.
talent in Mass.
Bruh.
Yeah, there's way too much
I'm
talent.
like, yo, my nigga, they're not even that fire. Why we keep playing these niggas' music?
crazy.
I'm telling you, bro.
Nah, he's
I'm
right.
like, yo, we had niggas that was heat, but I'm like, yo, we ain't bumping nothing from here. So we really just started sharing people's music because we never seen nobody else do it. I'm not gonna say we didn't see nobody do it. We didn't see it done
At the
often.
magnitude, yeah.
We didn't see it done often.
Now we
To the
are
point
though.
where it's highlighted.
Yeah, because our thing was like, yo, why we highlighting other niggas? Let's highlight our own.
Let's
Like,
support each other.
fuck
But again,
that.
that's a part of it. Like we
Change comes from those within.
that,
Ooh.
but it also is like people are afraid to highlight somebody because they feel like they're gonna lose something.
That's the
Supporting
that's the
somebody
2
else,
degrees
you're not gonna lose. Supporting somebody else's work or business is not gonna take anything away from you.
It can't in Boston. You could support somebody from Dorchester.
Hold on.
That you genuinely want to.
But that's not even the case because you go to the North End, there's 50 Italian restaurants right next to each other.
True. I agree.
So that's just a perception that we have.
I agree.
They selling the same noodles,
The
cuz.
same
agree.
noodles, bro.
And
agree.
nobody's saying, "Oh, he gonna take something from me."
I don't know how many influencers I've seen. Oh, this is the best Italian restaurant. It's right next to another best Italian restaurant.
Yo,
I'm like, bro,
and
come
50
on,
is a
bro.
small number. So I say that's probably the perception. They feel like that, but that's not the reality.
Oh, I don't.
The reality is that we can support somebody else's work and it won't take nothing. In fact, support somebody else's work will build a real industry where we can actually have multiple people eating.
That's a fact.
That's what we got to get to.
That's all we're trying to do.
That's all we're trying to do. Listen, I appreciate. I see what y'all doing, man.
That's all we're trying to do.
I watched the clips, man.
Appreciate
you. Already know you family.
I try to spread that positivity everywhere, dog. I know what I came from, dog.
I was gonna ask why he got that H on his jacket. I was like, he's wilding,
He came in, I was like, come on, bro. Where we at, bro?
I'm not even trying to, but
I appreciate you, cuz.
It happens, bro.
Hey, man.
No, I appreciate what y'all do because what y'all doing is important because you are having conversations that need to be had. Yeah. That we might have them in corners, but we don't have them with each other. So I love and respect what y'all doing.
That's why I wanted to wait until this moment because I'm like, yo, I remember when we sat in Slaves, I was like, yo, we got to have this conversation because nobody talks about it, but everybody knows
everybody thinks it too.
Everybody knows it, but nobody like from that era talks about it. And
that divide, like how do we heal that intergenerational divide? Because I have the same feelings about generations that are older than me. Well, that's what you feel as well.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all got to have these conversations.
Speak on it.
I agree.
Gotta speak on it.
I don't mind if we even fucking what's that shit? What's the word right now? I'm too high.
A conference, what? Panel.
Organize that shit. If we organized it right to the point where I do believe that
like
your
community
generation,
leaders, right?
Because I do believe not even just leaders, people from his generation and before do need to have these conversations.
Agreed.
Because you guys may feel a way about how they handled y'all.
We do,
but y'all never got the chance to have a conversation about it.
So now there's sort of animosity. Boom. It's like hidden. There's a cold war. There's silent beef. Versus us having a real conversation like, yo, bro, I felt like this, and that. They're like, oh, well, we tried to show y'all, but y'all want to listen. Like, yeah, granted, we weren't listening.
That's us when we give the older generation, like, y'all, we give y'all grace, like, yo, bro, he just don't get it.
I think
we didn't get it. We didn't know.
We all just need to accept.
Oh, shit. It, bro.
We just need to accept. Nobody listened.
Agreed.
Let's cross that off the board. Yeah, let's cross that off the board.
Then we go from here.
Yeah. So now what's the solution? How do we not fuck up?
Like you said, we got to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
That's it.
So what I would suggest, too, I think that's a conversation we have to have, and I would love to bring in City of Boston's Office of Black Male Advancement to be a part of that conversation too, because their role is not only the conversation but the policy and action steps after that. So
see,
I would love to make that happen.
I like that.
I would love to make that happen.
And I like that in your book. You spoke about the policies and things that were done, politically to make legislation happen.
Yep.
I think a lot of the community doesn't understand the steps and things that need to happen before they actually happen.
Yeah.
And having those conversations would definitely help.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, we're gonna make that happen. We're gonna do that.
Thank you very much, Rufus, my guy.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Next
time,
mix
all day.
Next time we're here, we're gonna be in the mix.
Yeah, man, we're gonna be eating. Y'all see this ambiance, it's beautiful.
The ambiance is crazy.
Fire.
Crazy, you know what I mean? I definitely want to sit over there in that corner right there.
I like that.
So you can see everything.
Had the R&B going, man.
Nigga bringing this Roxbury trombone in the door.
Chilling, man.
That shit over there, man.
You know what I mean?
Sit anywhere.
Hey, yo, until next time, we'll holler at y'all, yo.
Later. It's lit.